Shark movies. They're a dime a dozen. Just go fishing through the bargain bin at Walmart. You're sure to reel in at least a couple. There are good shark movies, and there are bad shark movies. And then there's Jaws 5, Cruel Jaws. A shark movie so good, so superior to Jaws, that Universal actually sued to prevent it from being released. Cowards. And somewhere within the hallowed pantheon of shark movies is Renny Harlin's action sci-fi horror extravaganza, Deep Blue Sea. Ever wondered how you can take deadly sharks and make them deadlier? Of course not. That's a ludicrous idea. I mean, what kind of idiot would want to do that? Well, allow me to introduce you to those idiots. They're the scientists aboard the Aquatica, a floating research laboratory somewhere in the middle of the ocean. In their infinite wisdom, they've opted to enlarge the brain masses of mako sharks in order to extract protein strains from their brains in an attempt to find a cure for Alzheimer's. And though it may sound far-fetched, scientists have been using shark DNA for years in order to try and find a cure for cancer and other age-related diseases. And that's where anything even remotely resembling science fact begins and ends with this movie. Unfortunately for everyone aboard the Aquatica, giving something with big teeth and a big appetite, and even bigger brain, was a really bad idea. Increasing their brain mass made the sharks smart. They hunt in packs now, have learned to swim in reverse, which most sharks can't do. And it's turned them into all-around, ultra-calculated killing machines. Did I mention that a huge hurricane is on the way too? That Mother Nature, she's a real bitch. And all of this makes for one hell of a fun, action-packed, occasionally silly, but always entertaining time. Now, I've seen Deep Blue Sea a couple of times, at least, just not any time recently. So revisiting the film, courtesy of this limited edition 4K release from Arrow Video, was a surprise in more ways than one. First off, I was surprised to see actual sets instead of green screens and practical action set pieces that involve actual explosions and real fire and creatures, in this case sharks, that are, for the most part, practical. Now, the sets and production design on this film is absolutely top-notch, but it being practical made it feel, for lack of a better word, real. I've gotten used to watching big-budget movies like this that are made entirely on a soundstage with green screens that look and feel superficial. That is definitely not the case here. Has set and production design become a lost art? Outsourced to CGI, kind of like practical makeup effects? When it comes to the sharks in this movie, it's a combination of both CGI and practical, but mostly practical, actual animatronic sharks. The CGI looks a bit dated, but it's not too bad. Again, I'm just so used to seeing everything be computer generated that seeing an actual animatronic creature made the sharks in this film seem like more of a threat. The cast of Deep Blue Sea is definitely a plus. I've liked Thomas Jane in everything I've seen him in, and this is no exception. There's just an honesty to him. I don't know. I like the guy. LL Cool J plays the Aquatica's chef, Preach. He and his foul-mouthed bird provide the film with some comic relief. Even though this movie doesn't really require any comic relief, it's still a welcome addition nonetheless. And Samuel L. Jackson has one of, if not the, best death scenes in movie history. I mean, just see for yourself.
So we're not going to fight anymore. We're going to pull together and we're going to find a way to get out of here. First, we're going to seal off this
Wow. I love Thomas Jane's reaction to it too. He's just like, well, he had a good run. Saffron Burrows, who's Dr. McAllister, is the real villain of the movie. Michael Rappaport and Stellan Skarsgård round out a very strong cast. Did I mention that Renny Harlin directed this thing? Well, if you know Renny Harlin, then you know there's going to be some action, there's going to be some energy, and there's going to be some style. We get plenty of cool action set pieces here, including a sequence inside a rapidly flooding elevator shaft with fire raining down upon a group climbing up a steep ladder to escape the hungry super shark circling beneath them. We also get a hellacious helicopter crash, which triggers more explosions than lots of explosions. And watching the sets get flooded with water looked both cool and dangerous, so kudos to the stunt performers of Deep Blue Sea too. When it comes to the kills, these sharks aren't only super smart and super deadly, they have a flair for the dramatic. An arm is bitten off, multiple people are bitten in half, a shark actually launches one character through a large window, Jaws 3 style, and one character finds themselves astraddle a shark's gaping mouth before being pulled down into a whirlpool of blood. Talk about one hell of a last ride. Ouch. Deep Blue Sea is a super fun, highly entertaining, and always amusing popcorn film that I can't imagine anybody not having a blast with. And LL Cool J's song Deepest Bluest that plays over the closing credits? Now that's a certified banger. When it comes to this new limited edition 4K release from Arrow Video, first let's take a look at the release itself. This release comes with a slip featuring awesome new artwork by Luke Priest. Here is the back of the box with all the technical specs, extras, etc. Everything comes inside this sturdy box, which also features Mr. Priest's artwork. The sleeve is reversible, featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. We get a 60-page perfect bound collector's book containing new writing by film critics Josh Hurtado, Jeannie Kermode, and Murray Leader, plus previously unseen production art and designs. We get a double-sided fold-out poster featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. And we get some lovely postcards from the Aquatica. This release features a brand new 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negatives by Arrow Films, approved by director Renny Harlin. After the opening scene that takes place on the ocean, there's some scenes that take place on the surface before the action shifts to inside the Aquatica. I thought all those scenes looked really brown. Everything just had this dreary golden brown kind of desaturated tint. The scenes take place at dusk, or at least I think it's dusk, but instead of blues, reds, and oranges, everything is just brown. I don't know. I thought it looked odd. It didn't look bad. I just thought it looked odd. However, when the action shifts to inside the Aquatica, I thought the image quality was incredible. We get a high level of detail, colors are vibrant, skin tones looked natural, and it just had this overall very pleasing look about it, at least to my eye. When it comes to audio, we're treated to both DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and Dolby Atmos tracks. I watched with the 5.1 track enabled and thought that the movie sounded, for lack of a better word, huge. The explosions nearly blew my hair back. The agonized screams of people being eaten alive by sharks was deafening, and the dialogue was crystal clear. Overall, I'd give the picture quality on this release a 4.5 out of 5 and the audio quality a 5 out of 5. As far as extras are concerned, first up we have From the Frying Pan into the Studio Tanks, an interview with William Sandell, award-winning production designer of Deep Blue Sea, RoboCop, Total Recall, and many more. It's 25 minutes and 8 seconds in length. Mr. Sandell discusses getting his starts with Roger Corman, working with Jonathan Demme, Joe Dante, and how that grew into working on Mean Streets, RoboCop, etc. He discusses getting the gig on Deep Blue Sea, which had gotten off to a rocky start. He discusses how huge the sets were, the sharks, the challenges, working with Renny Harlin, and much more. Next, we have Beneath the Surface, a new visual essay by critic Trace Thurman. It's 19 minutes and 30 seconds in length. Mr. Thurman brings Freud, the Oedipus complex, and phallic symbolism into his essay of Deep Blue Sea. Next, we have When Sharks Attack, an archival making-of featurette, including on-set interviews with Renny Harlin, Samuel L. Jackson, Thomas Jane, Saffron Burrows, LL Cool J, and others. It's 15 minutes and 7 seconds in length. Next, we have The Sharks of Deep Blue Sea, an archival featurette about the animatronic sharks created for the film. It's 8 minutes and 19 seconds in length. We get 8 minutes and 2 seconds of deleted scenes with optional director's commentary. We get the theatrical trailer and image galleries. We get a new audio commentary with filmmaker and critic Rebecca McKendry, a new commentary with screenwriter Duncan Kennedy, and an archival commentary with Renny Harlin and Samuel L. Jackson. This is an absolutely gorgeous, limited edition 4K release for Deep Blue Sea from the fine folks over at Arrow Video. If you're a fan of Deep Blue Sea, then this release should definitely be in your collection. Let me know your thoughts on Deep Blue Sea down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, let me know what some of your favorite shark movies are that aren't Jaws movies. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. A huge thank you to all my patrons and channel members for your generosity and support. Become a patron today and get early access to videos, have a say in what content appears on my channel, join me for monthly live streams, exclusive watch parties, and more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream, as well as members-only watch parties. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.